My Hero Academia Season 2 follows the characters of Midoriya, Ichigo, Uraraka, and many other students in Class 1A going to a sports festival to try and go up against many of the students in the My Hero Academia, which then leads to another arc with the Hero Killer going up against some of these students, and after that we see Class 1A try to get their internships with many of the best heroes. Now, the Sports Festivals arc is a lot of fun. I really love this arc and how it challenged our characters, mainly Midoriya, Bakugo, and especially Shota Todoroki, who has probably the best character arc in this entire mini arc. He's a character that is going through a lot with his family life, which leads to his quirk not being as useful as it should be. He has a lot of resentment with his father and has conflicted feelings about his mother, and that leads to him unsure of who he is as a person and is trying to find out who he is. Deku is the one that notices this part about Shota during their first interactions in this arc, and I really like how their relationship starts to form. It is another rivalry at first, but then Midoriya wants Shoto to actually push through his problems. He's trying to help him out even in the battlefield, which leads to so many cool moments in this fight. That is so far some of my favorite bits in this entire series, and leads to a very satisfying character arc conclusion for Shoto, and I cannot wait to see more of this character. I really love what they did with him here. He is a fully fleshed out character. I cared about him, and he was just, in my opinion, my favorite character so far. Character Uraraka is also really fun here, and it seems like now she's starting to have a bit of feelings for Deku, and while their friendship is still in its early stages, I am very interested to see how they tie the knot and get together throughout the rest of the series, because there's definitely some romantic tension between these two characters, as she is very much the supportive friend for Deku. And as always, Bakugo is stubborn and hard-headed, and it seems like he's starting to catch on to Midoriya's quirk and how similar it is to All Might, which is leading to a lot more resentment in that front too. Momo Yaruroko's quirk is having objects come out of her body, but unfortunately she is outclassed by many of her peers. She is a great strategist, a great friend, but she definitely has a lot to learn here. Some of the other classmates are further ahead of her than she thought, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see this growth throughout the course of the series. As for the character who probably had the most tragic thing going on, we have Tenya, who is going through a lot. He starts off as his usual self, very strict and by the books, but once he discovers that someone in his personal life has almost been killed, he goes on a revenge quest, which then leads us to the next arc, the Hero Killer arc. This is where our characters are finding out about this hero killer that is running rampant across the city, and they find out that one of their classmates, Tenya, is after him. And so Deku and Shoto are trying to find him and trying to help him on his quest a little bit while trying to save his life from the hero killer when they come face to face with him. And man, the hero killer is really creepy. Not just with the voice performance, but his ideologies is very messed up. And the actions he takes to execute his ideologies are just downright disrespectful. This character is giving me Carnage vibes, and it's unfortunate that he is taken out the way he is, but I feel like that's going to lead into something later down the road, because it seems like this hero killer has now left a lasting impression upon the city. Now, characters don't have to worry much about that, because it seems like during this time they're able to accomplish their internships and defeat the hero killer at the same time, so everything's all good. But definitely there are going to be some ramifications here. In between that, as I said, they're going to do some internships, and Midoriya is training under the wing of one of All Might's teachers. And man, this character is a lot of fun. He is quick, he is sly, he's a bit confused if you are in the shoes of Midoriya and you're looking at him through his perspective. He seems to be a bit confused, but he knows what he's doing. He's trying to bring out the best in Midoriya and is starting to see why All Might have picked him. And so he's starting to have a bit more to do now that he is back a little bit in the saddle once All Might calls upon him to try and help Midoriya out with his quirk. And now we got the final exams arc, which I can relate so much to try and pass final exams, so this one hits a bit close to me, though my final exams did not include a lot of action stuff and explosions, so our characters are having to face a lot of challenges here against each other, and it was a fun conclusion. But the previous arcs, in my opinion, had a lot more to talk about, had a lot more to do. We get to see Shota overcome his problems, and now he is able to use both his powers, though he's still slowly easing into this side of his fire quirk. But he is all in all a fun character to be around with. Bakugo is great. Some of the other classes in this arc is great. The action and animation is beautiful to watch, like always. This is just another fun arc. All in all, I have to say I like this season just about as much as season 1. There's a lot more going on. Visually, the action is getting better and a lot more creative. It looks like this show is finding its drive. I love each of what the arcs had to offer in terms of story and tone. It gets a bit more serious in the middle, but the festival and final exams arc are fun little breezy adventures for our characters to overcome small challenges to try and become the best hero they could be. All in all, I am so far still enjoying the show a whole lot, and so with that said, I'm going to give season 2 of My Hero Academia an A-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.